Right. All of these couples.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, there was a lot of material, all really good stuff.
That was very much needed.
I think for us, the main reason that we went to the Weekend to Remember was just thinking about our own relationship.
Without the prompting, I think it was good to have the different sessions and kind of brought things up that we wouldn't just talk about normally, and just to have the time to be intentional about that too.
And so it was a reminder that my relationship with him is priority over my relationship with my son, and to invest time in our marriage.
I'm thinking after 30 years, it's still really obvious that if I'm not actively working on our marriage, it's not just standing still, it's going backwards.
I think one of the things that really stood out to me was viewing your spouse, my wife Julia, as a gift from God.
And I think the other concept is just how they continually talked about the concept of oneness, and just being connected to each other in that way.
And one thing that I took away from the weekend was that our communication styles are very different, which we have known. So that was nothing new, but how do we then work through these differences? If I don't understand something, I will continue to ask those clarifying questions.
Just the concept of having a different opinion during a conflict or a different opinion on a concept doesn't necessarily mean that I'm right or wrong, or that John is right or wrong. And so just like reminding myself that just because he views something in a different way than I do doesn't mean that he's wrong.
Yeah, definitely this last year was really rough for both of us, and really questioned would our marriage survive. So Marriage to Weekend was definitely highly recommend it to anyone. Even if your marriage is good, there's always something you can learn.
Yeah, I think just some things already we put into practice. I think the conference creates reference points. It covers a lot of material, like navigating conflict, or like you're saying, communication. Yeah, I think the conference does a great job of bringing up relevant subjects in an engaging way, but then also creates space throughout the weekend to already start the practices of better communication, so that you leave not only with good ideas, but you're already engaged in some habits and disciplines and practices that'll serve us well after the conference.
If I myself put myself first, it's a lot easier for me to say I'm right and Cheryl's wrong. And if I put Cheryl first, it's a lot simpler and easier for me to say to myself, she's not right, she's not wrong, we're just different and it's okay.
One of our other takeaways is that we haven't been real intentional about getting away, just the two of us in our marriage. And so this was the first time in 3 or more years since we've gone away, just the two of us. And just to have that time to have discussions and talks and relax and be able to connect and communicate about things in our life was really, really valuable.
We were definitely one of the older couples, like the oldest couple from our church to attend the event, but not the oldest couple there. There were couples on the Weekend to Remember that were celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary, so that was pretty cool. It spanned from engaged in couples all the way through couples that are married 55 years. So that was pretty cool that this information is relevant to anybody wherever you are on your in your marriage. So I would encourage anybody to make time in your schedule to attend a Weekend to Remember.